Record. Okay, so I want to welcome everybody out today. Today is Tuesday, January 22nd, and this is our Avon Grand Fiesta Incentive Training. So we don't have that many people on live today, but I know that maybe a lot of you will pick this up on the recording. So I want to welcome everybody, and we are still working hard to get to Los Cabos. So we have Richard here.
Hi. I just have to say that every week I'm always impressed. They refresh our drinks every week and put new ice in it, waiting for us to get there in June.
Yeah, that's service. That's service. And we have Pat on with us today. And I guess everybody else will either come late or be on the recording.
All righty.
Okay, so moving on. So the Grand Fiesta Incentive is an all-inclusive trip to Los Cabos, Mexico, June 2nd through the 5th. And the incentive runs, it's already started, and it runs through campaign 8. So these are the qualifications that you have to do. The early bird up here is over. So now we're in the incentive. So for every campaign, if you sell between $300 and $499, you'll get 100 points. $500 or more dollars, you'll get 200 points. And in campaign 3, which just closed today, if you had any online orders, they doubled those points. So that's kind of exciting. And then for every recruit, for every Alma recruit, 150 points. An Alma lead is a lead that you get from Avon. It's a recruit that Avon gives you the lead, and then you follow up, and you can buy them from Avon. So they don't give you as much credit because they came from Avon. So 150 points for an Alma lead, or 300 points for a personal recruit. And then if you develop your team members, every time they place a second or third or fourth or fifth or whatever order of $150 or more, you'll get another 100 points. Pretty exciting, huh? Hi, we have Tina on.
Hello. Rick won't be here. He's gone up to Idaho.
I know.
Yeah, he's trucking.
Okay, so if you promote to a new title for the first time, you get 1,000 points. Wow. And if you mentor somebody else on your team to promote, you get 500 points. Cool. And so we're going to talk about it, but if you're new to leadership, this is the easiest time for you to get these points. So we'll go into that in more detail. This is the tracking, and it's empty for me, but I just want to show you what it looks like. It's on Vibe. Or if you don't have Vibe, if you're not in leadership yet, it's under the incentives, under the Los Cabos trip incentive. You can see this, and it will tell you where you're at. So, and in our Facebook group, our Avon Grand Fiesta Incentive, in the files section, we have this Grand Fiesta Incentive tracking sheet that I've created for you. So this is what it looks like. And the white places are where you can get points. And the gray is pretty much out of range, or not. You're not able to get points during that time. So during each campaign, you can keep track of how many points you earn for your sales and for your recruits, and then whether they place second, third, fourth orders, whether you promote or your team member promotes, and then this automatically adds it up. It's automatic. It's an Excel spreadsheet. And then on the second page is where you can keep track of your new reps and whether they're qualified, and if they had a first, second, third, or whatever order, help you keep track of that. So we are in the full-on incentive right now. So let's look at our sales first. So if you sell $300 to $499, you're going to get 100 points. 500 plus in sales, you get 200 points. Like I said, during campaign 3, if you had any online sales, you just had to have at least one online order that billed in campaign 3. Avon is going to double your points. So that's a great, hopefully some of you got that.
Yeah, you just needed what, $500, including the one online order or more.
Yeah.
And you got 400 points.
Yeah. So let's talk about how to get a $500 order, because we all want them, right? Because we all want to have that 200 points. So during this time, I would purchase extra brochures and use them. We're going to talk about that, but get out every single day and talk to people. Find people that you don't know, and make a goal to get names and phone numbers of at least 5 new people every day. Be sure you follow up with every single person before you place your order. Give out all your current customers an extra brochure that they can pass out to their neighbor, or their friends, or their relatives. You know, you can offer them a mini hand cream or a lip balm for bringing you a new customer order. Or you can say, if you share a brochure with your friend, and if she places an order, I'll give you both 10% off or something. It's totally up to you what you want to give. But you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can do a mini hand cream or a lip balm if you want. Focus on the activity. Don't worry too much about the results because you can't control the results so much, but focus on the activity. Set that goal and reach it every day. Just reach it. Just know that if I don't have my 5 names, I can't go home. Tina, who's on this call, knows that story. You know, she was coming to a sales meeting and she knew that after the sales meeting she would be going home, and she had a couple more she still needed to get names and numbers on. And she was driving to the sales meeting and she's thinking, what can I do? I need to get, I don't remember how many, 2 or 3 more. And she saw a bus stop and she looked behind her and there wasn't a bus behind her. So she just zipped right into that bus stop and there was a whole bunch of people there. And she said, who wants an Avon brochure? And so she made that commitment that no matter what, she wasn't going to go home unless she had her names and numbers. And that's what's going to take to earn this cruise. That's exactly what's going to take. You know, it's a decision. If you're, I mean, I keep calling it a cruise. It's the trip to Los Cabos. It is a decision, 100%. If you make it, it's because you chose to make it. And if you don't make it, I'm sorry. I know it's going to sound harsh, but if you don't make it, it's because you didn't choose to make it. It's just that simple. It really is. So remember, 20 customers each with a $25 order is $500. And yeah, we're not getting a lot of big orders right now. Our customers, mine, aren't giving me big orders, so I have to get more customers to get to that $500. But it's totally doable. So, you know, when it's your order day and you don't have all your orders, you don't have that $500 yet, get on the phone and start calling people. Hey, I was getting ready to place my order. I didn't want to leave you out. Was there anything I can order for you? Even if you get $10 orders, that's $100, right? So just keep going. In campaign 4, we have the naked proof. That's the hot items right now, the naked proof. And Avon has made some pretty staunch claims. They, you know, some pretty dramatic claims. And they can't make those claims unless they can back them up. So they can back them up. It's amazing products, and they're total game changers. You know, they're here to target stubborn cellulite, firm, crepey skin, and diminish the stretch marks. And so we've been so excited about this launch, and we know that your customers are going to be too. Campaign 5, we have the Avon Crave lip gloss. There's like 12 different flavors, and they are flavored. And there's, you know, 12 different ones. Your customers are going to snatch them up. So that's a perfect add-on to every order. You know, if you got their order, then you say, can I get you a lip gloss? You know, and so that's an add-on. But use the brochure, use the products that Avon is releasing as new items to help you get more sales. And then be ready. You know, we talk about this every time, but put a recruiting flyer on the front of every brochure, put your name and information and your website on the back of your brochure. You know, get out. We're going more online, and I'm going to talk about that. But I actually think that the best way to reach more people is to have that brochure, because you have something to hand them.
It starts a conversation too.
Yeah.
With the stickers you have on there.
And then we have the drawing slips. I've edited them because we're more online. So this is our new drawing slip, and I uploaded it into our files section of the Facebook group. And so what I'm doing is I'm giving these. So if I give a brochure to somebody, and I say, and if they're interested and they want the brochure, then I'll say, I mail my brochures. Would you like to get on my mailing list? I have them fill this out. So then it asks, how do you want that brochure? Do you want it in physical, in the mail? Do you want it, would you prefer digital by email or digital by text? And of course, I want more information about selling Avon. And as they're filling it out, you can talk to them. You know, you can just chat with them a little. Just say, hey, have you ever thought about making some extra money? We have some amazing things going on now. We have an amazing incentive that you could, you know, earn with me. And then if you don't want to do brochures, Bombitas are another great way to do it. This is just a plastic bag. All of this stuff is what we put in it. I didn't come up with this idea. Milagros Garcia did. She's amazing. She's got a huge business. So when the people who are successful talk, I listen. So it's just a bag, and these are kind of the bags I get from my girlfriend's house. I know you can get them from the dollar store. You can get them anywhere, and they're a lot cheaper from the dollar store, but they're plain. They don't have lips or stars on them. But whatever works, right? So if you just want to go to the dollar store, that's fine. I put my business card in it. I put some samples in it, maybe a little flyer about fundraiser, a little flyer about recruiting. I'm going to hand them a Bombita. And then same thing, even with the Bombita, have them fill out a drawing slip so you can get their contact information. So you haven't even given them a brochure, right? You just gave them the Bombita. So now you can say, how would you like that Avon catalog? Another thing you can do if you want to do digital, you want to be all digital, that's totally fine. So I use the shuffle card. It's only $10 a month. I have lots of different cards that I use. This one over here is my basic card. This is my business card, and it has my picture, and it has links on it where they can shop online. They can sign up to be a representative. There's a link where they can actually look at what the starter kits are. I have all that on my business card. I also create a new one every campaign. So this would be my campaign 3 brochure. I just edited it today because we are now in 4. So it doesn't. If you look at it, you're not going to see that. But I just updated every campaign with the current campaign. And then, so if I meet somebody, I can hand them my phone. I can open my Shuffle app, hand them my phone and say, could you put your contact information here? And I'll send you that link to the brochure. And they'll get this. And then they can browse the brochure right on their phone. But if you don't want to do Shuffle, that's totally okay too. Just use your phone. Just make use. You got this computer in your hand. This like $1,200 computer, right? You got this little computer in your hand. So set up a contact in your contacts for yourself. Just set up a contact. So like mine would say Lynn and Richard Huber, Avon, right? Include all the ways for them to reach you, your email, your cell phone number, whatever, and then include a link to your online store in your contact. And then when you meet somebody, you could open your contacts and have them add themselves as a contact in your phone, and then you can share your contact to them. And that's pretty simple. On an iPhone, you just share the contact.
Just share it right there. You just, whoops, where'd it go? You don't know if you can see it.
I know.
It's a little bright.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, and then
share
I know
contact.
Android is different, but you can just share the contact, and then they have a link to your store. Now you have their text, their cell phone number, and then every campaign you can text them a link to the brochure again and say, hey, we're now on campaign 4. Hey, we're now on campaign 5, so that they can view the brochure. So there's lots of ways to do it. You just got to be ready so that you can get out there and talk to more people.
Yeah, when it happens, you can react.
Yeah.
Yep.
So tips to increase results. So follow up with every single person you gave a brochure to. If you still have brochures on hand, use them. If you have the outlet brochures, if you have these little silly sales flyers, use those. Whatever you have, even if you don't have a lot of brochures left, you can give out those little flyers. You can put stickers on them. And then purchase more brochures so that you, especially while the incentive is going on, so you can get out and meet more people. Go back to the people that you've already talked to before, if it's been a while, and contact them again. Make a goal that you'll get 5 new contacts a day, or if you really want to push 10, it's up to you what you want to do. But set a goal and stick to it. And then increase add-on sales, increase inventory sales. So this is the perfect time to, hey, you got a $40 order, you can qualify to get this A-box for $10. Or the Crave lip gloss is a great add-on, or it's winter. How about a lip balm? How's your lips doing with the dry skin? I mean, there's all different, depending on what they order, there's all different things you can get them to add to their order maybe. And then watch what's working for other representatives. I sure don't claim to know everything. I know a lot, and mostly I know a lot because I watch other representatives. I watch people who are successful, because success leaves clues, and I'm going to look for those clues to make me be successful. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know everything, though, and there's lots of other people out there that have some fantastic ideas. And when I see them, I share them with my team. But if you see something, maybe they have something they're doing that will help you. Just take advantage of it, because you want to be in those cabos, right? So recruiting tips. So start with your friends and family. Create a list of as many people as you can work through. As you can think of, and work through that list. You get 300 points for every personal recruit you bring in. Or you can buy ALMA leads. You get 150 points for every ALMA lead you bring in. So ALMA it stands for Avon Leads Management Application. To be eligible to buy leads or to have leads shared to you from Avon, you have to be a bronze ambassador or above. And you have to maintain at least 2 recruits in a rolling 3 campaign period, and maintain your title of bronze ambassador in order to qualify to buy leads, or even to have them given to you. Avon shares leads. If you're buying them, they'll share them with you too. And those are free, but they have pretty strict requirements. If you're not maintaining these, they won't give them to you anymore. I'm going to hold on one second. Manage participants. I'm gonna mute everybody because it's kind of really, sorry, it's kind of noisy. So, and then you have to take, there's some classes on Avon University that I'm not sure if you still have to take those or not, but I think you do. And then you can put Alma on your phone just by going on your phone in a browser window to alma.avon.com, and then open it, click save to your home screen. So then it will be on your phone so that you can get those leads on your phone. And talk to more people. It's really what it's all about, right? If you're going to recruit, you need to be talking to a lot of people. And if you want to go to Los Cabos, you need to be talking to like 10 times as many people. Just keep doing it. So, and then the other part is you can get points for your team, so helping your team. So you want to help your team to grow and help them be successful, and you want to help your team members get this trip, right? The more people you can take with you to Los Cabos, that's what makes it so cool. So work closely with your new team members to help them achieve the Kickstart bonuses. At the very least, stay with them for their first 7 campaigns, or at least through the incentive period. And then as you're working with them, identify who's going to be your next leaders and coach your next leaders to help them achieve higher titles. You know, we have ongoing Journey to Bronze Ambassador class. It goes for 4 weeks, and then we have a week off, and then we start a new one. And I have opened that up to anybody who's not on my team. So watch for upcoming Journey to Bronze Ambassador classes in online beauty biz, because if you have team members that you want to help them to be successful and help them in leadership, this is a perfect class to help them get going. Or you can teach those classes. You know, they don't have to come to mine. You're more than welcome to come to mine. But if you want to, you can teach them for your team too. And then share ideas with your team members to help them increase their sales and to help them get more recruits. And then recognize your team members regularly. Make them feel important. Make them feel like they're part of the team and part of the family, the Avon family. So, our recruits are counting, so let's talk about that. So this is a blog post that I wrote, how to work and convert Avon Alma leads. And actually, if you go to onlinebeautybiz.com, there's a search in the right-hand side, or if you're on your phone, it's at the very bottom. You can search for Alma, and this post should come up, how to work with them. But I use 4 contact methods for best results. I call them. As soon as I get the lead, I call them, I text them, and I email them, and I send a card. So I use a service to send that card. It's called Pixingo. And Online Beauty Biz, there's some more information about that if you want to see how it's done. It's a lot like sending an email, because I just go to the website and I put them in, and then I say send the card, and Pixingo stamps it, mails it, sends it, so I don't have to do it. But the most important is at least the 3, the call, text, and email. And then we have a full-on follow-up system that's on this blog post, that it like, you know, we're, okay, so 3 days later, we text them again, and then 3 days after that, we email them, and then once a week, and then as time goes by, it spreads out to every 2 weeks, and then every 3 weeks. And ultimately, I don't ever quit following up. It gets to the point where I'm following up with them once a month and every month. So 12 times a year they hear from me. I just alternate between text and email and cards. So then now we want to help them to keep those $150 orders coming. So promote and help your team promote. This is where you can get the big points, 1,000 points if you promote and 500 if your team promotes. And so, you know, you're going to earn points when you mentor your new team members towards success. So when they place that first or second order, you get the points for signing them up. But then you get another 100 points every time they place another $150 order throughout the incentive. So stay on top of all your new team members' orders. Know when their orders are due. Actually, everybody's orders are due at the same time now, so that makes it easy. Use Vibe to remind you of the order dates and of what you need to do. And use the Kickstart report to know where each new recruit stands, each order, because it goes up. The Kickstart is $150, and then it's $200, and then it's $250, and then $300. So you need to know what campaign they're on and what their minimum that campaign is that they need to reach. And then help your new people appoint their own representatives. They'll also receive the same perks we already talked about as they're signing up new representatives. And then you'll receive mentor bonuses and points towards the Los Cabos incentive. I don't know why I keep calling it cruise. I guess I'm hung up on cruise. And then, but you'll receive the mentor bonus, and then so will you. So when you help a team member promote to a higher achievement, you'll get 500 points for that, and they'll get 1,000. Then you both get to go. So In Avon 2.0, I'm going to show you how to find your team members for if you're not comfortable with this. Used to be that you went up to the top left corner and you clicked on Vibe. Vibe is pretty much gone. It's now all in Avon 2.0. So just go to My Team and click on Team Contacts. And then you get the same thing that you used to get in Vibe. And this is your main screen on contacts, so you can search to find the contact you want, but it also has all the tasks and appointments and things that you've set up. And so as you can see, this was last year, but I set up a task for Rick that I needed to follow up with him because his campaign 21 order was due on 9/28. So what I do, you see how I put it was due 9/21? What I do is I create a task, and I only do this for my LOA 1 through 7. That means length of association. So my representatives who are within their first 7 campaigns, I stay on them and I help them. So I might have 20 different people here listed here because this is all of my tasks and appointments. So it might say Rick here, and then it might say Pat underneath there, and it might say Richard underneath there, and I might have a whole list. But so a week before their campaign goes in, which would have been a week ago because today was the deadline for campaign 3. A week ago, I would have had this task set up so that I would text Rick or send him a Facebook message or call him or whatever I needed to do to remind him that his order was going to be going in a week. And does he need any help? Is there anything I can help him with? That type of thing. And then all I do is click on Take Action and Edit, and I edit that task. I leave that the same, and now it's due the day after, so that I can go back and see if he got his order in. And I have all of my people, LOA 1 through 7, there, and I'm keeping track of them because I'm hoping that they don't miss their order. I'm doing everything I can to help them. And you may decide you need to help somebody. Maybe Rick needs more help. Maybe Rick needs me to bug him again 3 days before the order's due, or 2 days, just to see if he's on top of it, right? I can laugh because his wife's on the call here. She's laughing at me. And then the way you do this, I'm going to show you how to do this. So once you're in the contact, and I'm in Rick's contact, in his contact, there's a section called Notes. And I would go in there and I would write a note that I called Rick today, or a week ago, right? But it would be today, a week ago. And I reminded him that his order was in, and he told me, don't worry, Lynn, I'll get it in, I promise. And I put that in there that I did. And then I create that task saying, okay, so he promised me he would get it in. So I need to check in on him again to make sure that his order goes in. And that task is what's going to show up on this page right here. So that's all you do. And you should do that with every single person. And in fact, every time you talk to anybody on your team, you should log it in the notes here, because then you have an ongoing history of everything you've talked about. But not only that, Avon has a history, so they can see that I told Rick that he could do this or this or this. And so if Rick calls Avon and argues about something, or whatever, then Avon can say, oh, look, Lynn said this, and they can go along with what I said. They back me up. Does that make sense? So we work together. We're a team. So it's great to have those notes in there so that Avon, or even some of us have coaches, our coaches can see them. It's not available to just anybody. Only customer service or your upline or your coach can see it. But those notes are really helpful because then we all support the person. We all kind of are saying the same thing and not having 3 different stories.
Plus, we can't remember everything. When your team gets bigger and bigger, you can't remember everything you said to every member on your team. So it's just nice to have the notes there to refer back to, and then you can help them. I
can't even remember the people I talked to this morning.
I got a picture. I have my face on my pillow, so she knows it's me.
Old age disease. Okay, so then we have reports, certain reports you can look at. So my team reports. This is just right here on the 2.0 dashboard, my team and team reports. Under static reports is your Grand Fiesta, and you can pull it up in an Excel spreadsheet or you can pull it up in a PDF, whichever you prefer. This is the PDF, and this is actually from the last cruise incentive, but it looks exactly the same, and it gives you a lot more information than my current Los Cabos trip. Mm-hmm. So you can see these are the people you've signed up. You can see when their first order was due and whether they've actually placed an order. And look, this one only did, their first order, they didn't make it, and their second order was only $22. But it tells me that if I can get them to place a $128 add-on order before the campaign closes, then I can still get them up to $150. This one obviously made it $150, so that $150 was placed. Now they just need to make sure it's paid on time. And 99% of the people, they have to pay up front anyway, so that's not an issue. But you do have to watch that, because if they did get credit and they didn't pay their whole order, it needs to be paid on time, or else you're not going to get credit. So this one tells me they need $105 more to make it. This one needs $59 to make it. Look at her, whoever this was, man. They had $500 first order. That's pretty exciting. So, God, for all I know, that could be Rick and Tina. I don't know. It was a year ago. So anyway, yeah, so they placed their first order. So this will help you stay on track. And the green ones, obviously, you're going to get points for, or at least if they're paid on time. So this is the Kickstart program. This is, like I said, if their sales goals go up $50 each campaign, so their second campaign's $150, and then $200, $250, $300. If they earn everything on this Kickstart campaign, they can earn over $1,000. And I know that Rick and Tina earned over $3,000 during their Kickstart time. I know of other reps who have earned even more. So using this Kickstart program, you're helping your new representative make money. And if they're making money, then they're going to stick around. So that's really important. But also, it's important for you to understand this, because let's just say they need a $150 order and they're going to be guaranteed that 40%. If their order is $100, they're not going to get the 40%. They're only going to get 20%, and their cost is going to be $80. If their order is $125, it still didn't meet that $150, so they're not going to earn 40%. They're only going to get 20, and 20% off of $125 means that their cost is going to be $100. If they bump that up, even if they bought $25 worth of product for themselves, now they're at 40%, and they just saved themselves $10. So they could have bought $25 for themselves, and they would have got $35 in free product. So this is huge. And the difference is between the 20 and the 40%. And that 40% includes fixed earnings items. It includes everything in the book that rest of us don't get 20%. I mean, we only get 20% on those, or 25% if we're President's Club. So if you understand this and you help your new team members understand this, this is huge. So they're going to make more money. They're going to be more likely to stick around. And if they're reaching for these goals, then obviously they'll be doing more than $150 orders to help you with the incentive. So also in the same place under my team reports, static reports, is the Kickstart program. And this is the same thing. You can run this report and you can see, now a lot of people don't qualify. It is what it is. It's like Pareto's law, the 20-80 rule. That's just how it is. It's the same thing in our business. But you can see, okay, so she's now in her fourth campaign, right? She didn't qualify. She got her first one, but she didn't qualify in her second, third. But she can still qualify in her fourth. So she just needs to place a $250 order by, and it gives you the date. This was, again, old, but it still gives you all the same information. So this gives you all that information so that you can tell, this is how you help your team members. So you can say to this person, you can text and go, hey, your order's due, your campaign 4 orders going to be due on February 5th. How are you doing? Do you need any help with that? Can I do a Facebook party for you? Or do you have questions or whatever? Because, you'll get 40% earnings if you have over $200, right? So this is really helpful to help them. Okay, this is the comp plan. I know most of you have seen this before. And then remember I said if you're new to leadership, this is the easiest time for you to earn this trip. And even Pat, even you're on this. You're even qualify on this. Because nothing really matters until you get to Bronze Ambassador. So once you are Bronze Ambassador, now you have to have $200 in personal sales. You have to have more than that anyway for the trip. But for the rest of your leadership career, that $200 stays the same, doesn't go up. You have 3 people on your team and $1,000 in total team sales, which counts you and the 3 people. That's what qualifies you as Bronze Ambassador. When you achieve that level, you get 1,000 points. And then you get all these extra perks. You get $20 for every new qualified recruit. If you're in the Kickstart program, that bumps up to $50. You get a 3% sponsoring bonus for as long as they're in business. You get 3% of everything they sell. You get a $500 promotion bonus on top of the 1,000 points you got for the trip. And then if you mentor somebody else to do it, you get a $250 mentor bonus. Now you're earning another 3% on your first generation. So that's really effectively 6% off your first generation, and now you get paid on your second, okay? But if you want to promote to Silver Ambassador, it's only 3 more people. So 6 people total, and $2,000 in team sales will get you to Silver Ambassador. That's another 1,000 points. So if you got started on this incentive and you signed up 6 people, you would have got 1,000 points for going to Bronze Ambassador, another 1,000 points for going to Silver Ambassador. And if you get 3 more people and you promote to Gold Ambassador, that's another 1,000 points. That's already 3,000 points. That's more than halfway there for a trip for one. So you have to meet these goals, you know, $2,000 in team sales, and then 9 people and $4,000 in team sales. But I can pretty much guarantee you, you're not going to get on this trip without signing up at least 9 people. You know what? It's going to take that. And then see what I'm talking about. For me, I have to grow a leader under me to promote. And to get to the Bronze Executive, I have to have 2 leaders. And that means I've got to not only sign, I mean, I have more than 10 people placing orders, but I have to find 2 people that sign up 9 people. Does that make sense? Actually, 10 people and $8,000. So it's a lot more for me to get there than it is for you, because you just need 3, 6, or 9 people and then these unit sales. Totally doable, by the way. So I threw points in here as though we haven't done a thing. Oh, you lazy people. No, I'm kidding. But if you haven't done a thing, if you have done stuff and if you already have points, then you're way ahead of what I'm talking about right now. But if you have not done a thing, I want you to know you still can make this. You just have to get busy now. So you seriously can earn a trip for one if you have 8 qualified new recruits with at least 4 additional orders. Maintain $500 in sales and promote twice. That's 5,500 points. That starts with campaign 4. Now, if you have 200 points every campaign for your sales, that's there. I've got 2 personal recruits in campaign 4, 2 and 5, 2 and 6, 1 or 2 Alma recruits in 6. That's 2, 4, 6. That's 8 people. Seriously, if 8 of them did 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th orders, that would add a lot more points here. Do you understand? So you could have 800 points here and 800 points here instead. So there's still room to play. You could have less recruits if they're doing more work. But and then 2 promotions. If you sign up that many people, you're going to promote twice if you're brand new. So that's for a trip for 1. If you want a trip for 2, it's going to take more. You need 12 qualified recruits with at least 7 additional orders. Promote or help someone on your team promote. This example is 7,000 points. See, I got 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then 2 almost. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And seriously, if those 2, 3, you could have 300 there, 300 there, 300 there, 300 there. So, I mean, there's still room to play. But again, you don't have, this counts 2 promotions. If you sign up that many people, you're going to promote twice if you're fairly new to leadership. And that's 7,000 points. So that's a trip for 2. So it's doable. Don't give up, even if you haven't done anything. And I imagine most everybody that watches this webinar will already have some points. So then, this is a pro tip. Set huge goals and front load the promotion. Work to get 4 to 5 recruits every campaign from the start. So starting with campaign 4, look what I did here. I did 2 Alma and 3 personals. That's 5 recruits each campaign, and then 3 more on campaign 6. And even then, we still have room here for the 100 points. You could get a lot more than that there. 2 promotions in here. And with this, then in campaign 7, I'm on easy street and I don't have to stress anymore. So if you can front load this as much as possible, get those recruits in, get them in now so you have more time for them to have those extra $150 orders. And so that at the last minute, you're not scrambling. I know I know Tina was scrambling with us last year. We were at the last minute going, oh, we need 2 more people. And, you know, we made it happen. But really, do you really want to pull your hair out like that? Because look at her. Her hair's all grown back now. It's nice. But, I mean, and we all are. The truth is we are all at the end scrambling. But get it in as early as you can so that you don't have to scramble so much at the end. So keep your eye on the prize. Know where you stand. Track your progress. And it ain't over until it's over. So don't give up. So tips, know the requirements. Get your passport. If you haven't already got it, get it now. Right now, go apply for it tomorrow. Mark out the dates in your calendar in pen. This is all a subconscious thing. Because if you've put it in your calendar in pen and you've went down and took your passport picture and applied for your passport and paid the money, then it's in your head that you are going. It's not a maybe. It's not a, I hope I can go. It's, I'm going. So get it going. Get this stuff happening. Front load the promotion. Constant contact. Stay in touch with everybody. Like talk to new people every day. When they sign up on your team, talk to them constantly. Monitor what's going on. Monitor your numbers. Set your goals high. Aim for 2 or 3 times what you actually need. And don't give up until you get there. So the most important activities, action and follow-up. Talk to more people. Follow up with every brochure you give out. Get a name and contact information for everybody you talk to, whether it's digital, whether it's on your cell phone, whether it's email, whatever, a book in the mail. Just follow up and follow up, follow up. Get a brochure to them every campaign. Follow up with every person who says they might want to sell. Follow up with your new team members. Make sure their orders are going in. Make sure they're not having problems. Maybe help launch them with a Facebook party or something. But it's just whatever you can do to help people be successful, because, you know, this isn't even about you getting on the trip, right? If you can help your team be successful, if you can, like, what was it? My mind just went blank. Who was it? He said, if you can help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want.
Oh, yeah. Zig Ziglar?
Zig Ziglar. Yeah, it was Zig Ziglar. Yeah. So it's true, you know, and we want our people to be successful. I know I want my team members to be successful. I would love it if my whole team was in Los Cabos. I would love to party with you guys.
Party.
Yeah. So 100% of the results in this incentive are going to depend on finding new people and following up with them on a consistent basis. I can't say that enough. So it's 100% commitment. Remember what I said. If you make it on this trip, it's because you made the decision to be there. And if you don't make it, as hard as it sounds, it's because you didn't make the decision to be there. So that's all I have. Let me unmute you guys. We only have a couple of people on, but do you guys have any questions?
No, except they're falling way behind.
Yeah, we need to get busy. Get busy.
Yeah, because I've got a lot of points that they haven't got on there yet.
Yeah, I know. That's the hardest part, is the lag between when you earn them and when they show up on the reports.
Hopefully they'll show up like tomorrow.
They should. I would think so. I think quite a few of them will show up tomorrow when they close out the campaign tonight. I'll be anxiously looking.
Well, it's supposed to be closed out already.
Well, it is, but computers are still going.
That happened last time, though, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So how about you, Pat?
I think I've got 1,000 or 900 anyway, so I'm better than I was last time. I'm still behind, but I've got a new recruit. She turned in a $66 order, her first order, which was better than nothing. And
yeah, it was better than nothing, but her second order needs to be 150. So
yeah, we know that.
Obviously, you can't tell her you will have a $150 order.
I kind of did tell her that, but you know, not like that. But
no, but you can mentor her and help her and show her the difference in what it will mean to her in commission.
Right.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Go ahead.
I saw that Joe didn't have an order this time. I don't know if it's totally that's it or what, but I think she works for the state hospital. I'm sure she does. And that shutdown's really hurt.
Yeah.
So she's on government. She's not getting paid?
Yeah, I guess. I'm not sure if she's not getting paid, but yeah, if she works for the state hospital, I think that's it.
Yeah.
So that probably means their customers aren't getting paid, and, you know.
Yeah.
I know it's hurting everybody. It's hurting us too.
Yeah.
Our orders. Well, you know, our brochures didn't seem. We just got our campaign 4 brochures today.
Yeah, it got mailed out late too.
I think even though the post office is open, you know, bulk mail has always been the lowest on the priority scale for the post office. Always has been. And with the shutdown and people being furloughed, who knows? You know, I know the post office is still open, but I don't know if they're working with a skeleton crew or what. It's
Right.
everybody. Turn everybody, no matter who you are. You own a coffee shop near a government building. Let's put you out of business because now you have no customers.
Right.
Yeah.
But we will. This too shall pass.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a couple that, you know, they got in and made little orders, but just got to move on to the next one, and hopefully they, you know, just encourage them to get that 150. I mean, you can't dwell on those ones. You just got to move on.
Yep. Exactly. That's
They'll
all
be
you can
fine.
do. You just love them where they're at, and you keep going for what you're doing. You know, I mean,
Just-
the perfect example was when we were in the leadership conference, and Donna Miles, she said, or no, it was Yvonne, wasn't it? Was it Yvonne about the train? It was Yvonne Cabrera.
About the train.
And she talked about the train, and she says, as we're working with our people, we're like, okay, the train is leaving the station. Tina, are you on?
Yep.
And Tina says yes or no. And we're like, okay, sorry, catch you next time around. And Pat, are you on? And you know, bottom line is the train is leaving, and I'm going to be on that train. And I want you on the train with me, but I'm not going to miss the train because of you. Does that make sense? So it's the same thing with our team members. If they don't have a $150 order, and we're mentoring them and we're helping them, and we can't get them to the $150 order, then we still love them where they're at. We're still here to support them, but we don't put all of our energy into it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got to go. I have actually a welcome kit to go deliver. So
Okay, let me stop
I'll
the
talk-
recording.